Welcome to Thrive Dogs. My name is Marina, and I'm the head of behavior here. And I'd like to talk to you about something all of our canine clients have in common. It's called mental enrichment feedback. It's a unique system that we've developed to help quite literally thousands of different dogs through the years, using partnership instead of punishment. You see, when it comes to problem behaviors, whether it's a dog who's hyperactive that you just can't contain in any situation, or a dog who's insufferable when you have guests over to the house, a dog who destroys everything they get their paws on, essentially any problem behavior you can think of, every single one, they all come from the same source, your dog's brain. Now don't worry, you don't need to be a neurologist to understand what's going on in your dog's brain. All you need to know is how to use our 3-step approach to fixing problem behaviors. It's simple, yet in-depth at the exact same time. The first step is eliminating repetition. The second is taking a look in the mirror and focusing on your reaction. And the third is teaching your dog what they should be doing instead. We delve more deeply into these steps and how they relate to a specific behavior in our various training courses. But for now, I want to chat a bit more about that step of eliminating repetition, also known as prevention. It's really important for you to understand why prevention is so important, because so many pet owners get a bad impression of it. They see it as a cop-out or a quick fix when it's essential to stopping a problem behavior. The best way to describe it is by taking a look at allowing repetition and what that does to your training. I'll use barking as an example because it is one of the toughest behaviors to conquer. When we want to work on barking, we want to teach our dogs something to do instead of barking when they spot something that excites them or distresses them. Sounds simple, right? But think of each repetition as a step, a literal step. Every time they do a new behavior, instead of losing their minds, they take a step away from that constant barking. But every time you're not paying attention and they spot that grouchy, looky-loo neighbor peering at them from the sidewalk and they absolutely lose their minds, they're taking 5 steps back. You can never move forward if you are always walking backwards, and your dog's training is no different. You'll just be trudging along in place unless you get your prevention under control now. While your prevention is a single step, yes, it actually involves several different elements working at the exact same time. In fact, with stopping any problem behavior, you need to use several different methods concurrently to see success. This is the biggest mistake I see pet owners make. Pet owners don't fail to try enough to help their dog. They just fail to use the right methods at the same time, and therein lies the problem. You cannot succeed by teaching a new behavior without stopping repetition at the same time. You can't succeed by just stopping repetition either and not changing the way you respond to your dog. All of these elements must work together for you to succeed, and that's where pet owners fail. Many pet owners try so many different things, and they try them one after another. First, they try a squirt bottle, and then they try ignoring the behavior, and then they try yelling at the dog, and the poor owner is destined to fail because there's just too many sources of information out there. Your neighbor says this, and the guy on YouTube says that, and your mother-in-law insists that this has worked. But lots of training methods commonly used by your neighbor and even by supposed experts on TV or on YouTube have actually been debunked as poor training methods with no scientific evidence backing them up. So you toss all these disjointed methods at your dog and find yourself with no improvement or even with the behavior getting worse because you aren't focusing on why the dog is doing a behavior, on what is happening in their brain while the behavior is occurring, and how you can stop it at its source. That's where our mental enrichment feedback comes in. We help you take a look at everything your dog actually needs that most pet owners overlook, at the level of mentally stimulating activity a dog needs to prevent problem behaviors and stop the repetition of those problem behaviors already occurring. It's just one element of those 3 steps, but it's incredibly important, and people fail to acknowledge it in so many dog training circles. By helping you learn how to keep your dog's brain stimulated and keep your dog enriched and fulfilled, we can help you on your way to that first important step, prevention. Because you can't prevent a behavior without addressing the reason it's happening, and most behaviors happen because of a lack of mentally stimulating activities. Whether it's boredom or stress or anxiety, all of these issues abate when you make sure your dog's brain is getting the exercise that it needs. By using activities that engage your dog's critical thinking skills and encourage them to perform natural foraging behaviors that they already instinctively want to do, you can make sure you prime your dog for success when you move into the actual training process and the other 2 steps of fixing problem behaviors. If this sounds like an approach that is just perfect for you, check out some of our other courses. We have a solution for every behavioral problem, and if you have any questions, our customer support staff, even me, the head of behavior, are here to help you out.